Is Eli Manning going to the Hall of Fame? Is Phillip Rivers going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is Taysom Hill franchise quarterback? And if so, what about Teddy? We love Teddy. Check me out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Awful Guy, writer of the Awful Sports News. And today, I got a news roundup for you. First on the top, is Eli Manning going to the Hall of Fame? I say yes. Is Eli Manning going into the Hall of Fame? I say yes. I say that because Eli Manning is a Manning. One, okay? He's going to get in on his name. He's a 4 times Pro Bowler, 2 times Super Bowl champ, 2 times MVP, 16 years in the NFL, 7 times passing over 4,000 yards. I know a lot of guys are saying, oh, Eli Manning is not even all pro, which is true. And out of 16 years, he's only a Pro Bowler 4 times. I mean, it's not the best stat, but what's going to get him over the hump is the fact that he was the King Arthur in slaying the dragons, the 2-headed dragon, which was the New England Patriots twice, and was the MVP twice.
I don't want to hear about no lucky catch. I don't want to hear all that.
All right. So I honestly think Eli Manning is going to get into the Hall of Fame. I know guys like Jason Whitlock says the NFL is inducting players based on narrative rather than, I guess he's trying to say, empirical data or monumentous accolades. Monumentous accolades, right? Eli Manning doesn't have too many of those. But still, he may have a point, but there's no bar. Where is the bar in which players must meet to get into the Hall of Fame? For quarterbacks, running backs, hell, even kickers, where's the bar at? So we have Peyton Manning, been in the league for 16 years, 60.3 completion percentage, 57,000 yards, 266 touchdowns. Kurt Warner, who's in the actual Hall of Fame, he has 32,000 yards, 208 touchdowns, but Kurt Warner has been in for 12 years. Kurt Warner's a 1-time Super Bowl champ, 2 times All-Pro, 4 times Pro Bowl, 2 times MVP. Now, Eli Manning just has, as far as his accolades, the Super Bowls and the MVPs and 4 times Pro. That's it. So we see differences between Manning and Warner. Manning has more Super Bowl wins and Super Bowl MVPs than Kurt Warner does. Kurt Warner has 2 All-Pro and 2 times MVP of the league. That's significant as well. Eli doesn't have that. But still, where's the bar at? There's no defined prerequisites that these players should have in order to get in the Hall of Fame. Deion said they're letting everybody in. But then again, Deion, you can't complain if there's no defined line. All right, next. Is Phillip Rivers going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I know one of my buddies, he's so adamant about Phillip Rivers going to the dang on Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I don't care about no Bucks.
I don't care about the Buccaneers. But is Phillip Rivers going? I say no. Well, I'll say possibly. I'll renege that and say possibly. I'll say possibly because the Bucs have parted with Jameis Winston, and that leaves room for another veteran QB to come in. Now, this veteran QB that comes in, get the veteran minimum and become a bridge quarterback. Now, if it's Phillip Rivers coming into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would not sign Phillip Rivers for more than a 2-year contract. Man, you could probably stretch 3. But during that 3rd year, well, the first 2 years, what I want to do is I want to get a young guy in. Get a young guy who I can deem the franchise guy. Hopefully the first year, the 2nd year. 3rd year, I want to phase out Phillip Rivers. If you could do it in 2 years, even better. 38 years old, still not too shabby. 66% completion percentage, 4,615 yards, passing, 23 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, 8 fumbles this season. So Phillip Rivers, he can throw the ball, but sometimes Rivers is just River. He just flows anyways. He just interception.
You want one interception? I'll give you an interception. You want one? You sure you don't? You sure? Here's an interception. Go ahead, pick 6.
That's Phillip Rivers. He does have playoff experience, which would come in handy. I say that ultimately he retires, but still leave room for him, for that possibility for him to go to the Buccaneers. Jameis Winston, poor Jameis. Poor Jameis. I love me some Jameis. I love to rag on Jameis Winston. 5,109 yards, 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Ugh. With that being said, I'm going to do a little quick tidbit on Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, if he can throw for 5,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, that tells me that he has the ability to be great. The ability, something good there. That 30 interceptions, if you can somehow mitigate that weakness, then I think you got a guy right there who's going to be your franchise guy. If Winston can stay consistent, then that's my guy. Sometimes Winston, he just throw the ball. I don't understand. Can you help me? Winston just throws it like, hey, you have a jersey on. Here. Pick six. They be winning the game. Winston be like, hold up, we winning. Hold up. Something ain't right.
Let me throw a pick six.
Is Taysom Hill, is Taysom Hill a franchise quarterback? I say no.
No.
On the fact that there is nothing that Taysom Hill has showed me, just an opinionated fan. There's nothing that Taysom Hill has shown me that indicates franchise at all. As a passer, he spent 5 years at Brigham Young. 5 years at Brigham Young. His senior year, he had 2,323 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Not impressive at all. He did rush for 603 yards and 8 touchdowns. Whatever, right? The Saints aren't sold on Drew Brees. He doesn't know if he wants to stay or if he wants to go. He's in that in-between phase. He's worrying about that touchdown record. In his mind, he's like, I don't want Brady to get that record. Outlast Brady, I can keep that record. You know what I'm saying? That's my little legacy. But looking at Taysom Hill, his college stats, they're not really remarkable to me. He hasn't really started a game for the Saints at quarterback. He's been with the Saints for 3 years, in the NFL for 3 years. This is the first year I've actually heard of him, right? He could, however, due to his extreme athleticism, he has speed, he has hands, he can break tackles. The dude, he's a beast. He would be great in the RPO. My thing with the RPO is it's a short-term fix, depending on, you could really get in there and kill a game like with Cam Newton. But once Cam Newton got injured, everything went downhill. I don't even think Cam Newton really wants to take hits like that anymore. I don't think he wants to get hit anymore. The older you get, the more pain you feel when you get hit. Taysom Hill, his bread and butter, is clearly on his feet. In 2013, at Brigham Young University, he rushed for 1,344 yards and 10 touchdowns. All that running as a quarterback, now it's nothing from him that indicates franchise quarterback. If Taysom Hill is going to be the franchise quarterback, Drew Brees is leaving. What about Teddy? Where does Teddy Bridgewater go? Teddy Bridgewater is an unrestricted free agent, so the Saints are going to have a bit of protection there against Teddy Bridgewater leaving. However, in 9 games, Teddy Bridgewater has 67.9 pass completion rating, 1,384 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That's not bad. And he actually helped the Saints go 5-0 without Drew Brees. Teddy has a mini-wheat contract right now of $1.25 million. This was sort of like his mini audition, in that teams know that, okay, Teddy Bridgewater, he still has something in the tank, and it might be something we want to take a shot on. Most notable for Teddy, though, while Teddy has been in the NFL, he has never thrown for more than 14 touchdowns in his career.
14 touchdowns in his career.
His short career. In 2014, 2015, his first 2 years in the NFL, he's been sacked for a combined 83 times. Holy smokes. In your first 2 years in the NFL, you got sacked 83 times.
That is crazy.
But still, let me know what you think. Do you think Eli should be in the Hall of Fame? Phillip Rivers to the Buccaneers, Taysom Hill, franchise QB. I don't see anything that indicates franchise at all. Nothing that indicates franchise. Teddy Bridgewater, where does he go? What does Teddy do? Who takes Teddy? Whole lot of stuff shaking. Whole lot of shaking. So with that said, I'm gonna let the music play. Then I'm about to be out. So you guys take care. Think about what I've said. Have a great day, and see you next time. I'm out.